Si no lo haces, acabará el mundo.
Buenas culeros. Como pueden ver, ya estaba hasta la Mauser de mi voz, así que ahora soy un loquendero jajajaja xd agria. Disfruten el penúltimo capítulo. Aquí tendremos a nuestra última princesa antes de enfrentarnos a una madre así bien marciana, así bien lovecraftiana. Pero bueno, aquí los dejo con Tutorian, que disque guía el wey. Xiqui, que practica para cuando se encuentre a nada. Y Pin, que pues a veces se nos iba a negros el wey. XD.
Pues el penúltimo.
Eso, tú vienes a matarlo.
That's
Ok.
the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Que te acercas,
We're not
güey.
going to go through with this, right? She's a
Dudas.
princess. We're supposed to ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Te callan el hocico.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement.
Saltar la
You'll need
carita.
it if you want to do this right.
Entrar al sótano.
Sin la daga.
Y la daga.
Perfecto.
Bueno, espero. No, la primera.
¿Sí? O sea, bueno, ok.
You take the blade.
Ya entramos con la daga. Y ahora sí la quieren
The
asesinar
door
o
to the
qué.
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase
no.
faintly illuminated by an unseen
Oh,
light in the
no.
room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
La primera.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
What?
You walk
Homero
down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist.
Cuidado.
Y llega y es Homero Simpson, su salvador.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
No soy perfecto.
Pues qué bueno porque le va a Xiqui.
Are you here to kill me?
Xiqui, sálvanos.
La primera.
La primera.
Sí.
Hermanito lo hacía.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Te dejo la responsabilidad a ti, Mendoza.
Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point?
Ahora tú
Which
decides
don't
qué
you
hacer.
dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Suéltala.
Ok.
We'll never do
Tumbles
that.
out of your trembling hands and
Creo que
drops
ya
to
sé
the
a cuál
floor
final
with
nos
unceremonious clack.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
¿Esto ya había pasado?
¿Eh?
Against your
Algo
better
similar.
Esto ya
judgment,
había
you step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
Pero está bien,
No.
así funciona esto.
We'll be
Y
fine.
comparación.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no
Porque
reasoning.
cambios mínimos generan aquí cosas increíbles.
Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A ver, la penúltima.
No manches, Xiqui. No te polimanches.
Bueno, la última ya.
No, pues no hablamos nada entonces.
¿Esto?
Sí, va.
Ok.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
La número 3.
Oh, ok. Ok. Este final está bueno.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Ah,
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
¿Sabes qué? La cajita.
Tú decides, Xiqui. Te echas para atrás con la decisión después de que te hayan amenazado.
Sálvanos. Sálvanos,
Amén.
Xiqui, sálvanos. Sálvanos.
Tirar a la princesa.
Xiqui. Xiqui.
Que la maten.
No, la
Ok.
penúltima, la penúltima.
Balazo.
Ok.
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the
Ay,
wall.
vemos esto y me acordé.
They're large and
Ya la
heavy, far too
cajeteamos.
solid for you to even
No, no
imagine.
te
No,
preocupes.
sí,
El juego no deja que se repitan los finales, así que no te preocupes.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Xiqui es el verdadero liberador de Mordor.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the
Yo
camp.
creo que quien la encerró fue el narrador.
Puede ser.
Pon la de arriba.
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
Esa la escojo yo.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs.
Ya,
It
compadre.
would have been
Eso
so
me
much
toca.
easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Ay, es que rescatar a la princesa ya, ve. O aniquilar
Against
allá.
your better judgment,
Xiqui.
you place the blade
Me
against
lo
the
dijiste muy
princess's
tarde.
arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
A ver, aviértele.
Si no, pues ya
Stop
Xiqui
that.
decide si la
I
matamos
thought
en
this
la
was a
última.
little too easy.
Mira. En
Your
lugar de
body
decir,
lunges
oh
forward
no.
to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of
Está
the way before
preocupada,
you can
está.
connect.
Ah,
Stop it.
Está muy
Stop
seria.
resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resistirte, a ver.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Ya ves, te dije, Mendoza, así nos iba a dejar.
I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
No.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains. I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
La prisionera, ya ves si cambió.
5,
5,
5.
3, 2, ¿está?
Sí.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last
Mira,
time.
no tenemos el
I
enculado,
wouldn't
tenemos el
trust a
escéptico.
word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Mira la cabaña.
A ver.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Mendoza ya se durmió, ¿verdad?
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor,
Mendoza piensa
a
de
pristine
fornite.
blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
La 1.
Va.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Acercarte al espejo.
Ok.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Sin daga.
Ok.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon. Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner. Yes, I'm sure. Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay, I'm trusting you.
La primera.
Ok.
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go. Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement.
Ah.
Don't worry about it. You have a
Ah,
knife,
bueno.
so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up
Ahora
at
está más
you, the heavy
encadenada,
collar
¿no?
around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Pues la voz.
Ok.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
La primera.
Ok.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
La 2.
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably. I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
La tercera.
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
La 2.
Okay.
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
Oh no.
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Examinar la cadena.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
La 1.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your
¿Lo
neck.
mató?
And,
No,
as if
solo
your
te tiene en
situation
el
weren't
cuello.
bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Así que estamos los dos encadenados aquí, pone. Muy románticos, ¿no?
Yep.
Bien romántico, Xiqui.
No, pues no, me... Y nada.
En silencio.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does.
Mira, esto es interesante.
But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Che, güey.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
La primera.
I don't like small talk.
That's rude.
A ver.
You continue to wait in silence.
Padre,
The cabin
voy a
continues to
llorar.
change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth
Nos
through
encerramos
holes in the
por güeyes, eso fue
stonework
lo
and
que
watch
pasó.
lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode. She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass and pass until suddenly there are no walls. And then... And... I think he's gone.
Would you look at that?
No, pues lo logramos.
We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.